where we are uniting the artist, the mixing engineer, the listeners, right? So it's all coming into one place, one universe, that is music, which is sound. About me, I am a sound engineer, a businessman, good father, good husband. So yeah, I'm still trying to get my best out of all these things, I have a business also. So I'm a mixing engineer freelance doing. And I have a business. It's called Elektra Waves, that's my brand name. We have a rental company. We do service around South India, mostly bands, DJs, concerts, corporate gigs, all those stuff. Key of my work is make people happy, that's the whole point. I try my level best to keep my audience happy with the sound. We work in dark, but we make them feel we are there. I have done a lot of shows past 17 years. And that is out of count actually, but more than 5,000 to 6,000 shows. Within India, we have done in, let's say, if I'm taking count of South India, Bangalore, Cochin, Chennai, Hyderabad, all those states and all those cities, and North May we have done in Mumbai and Delhi. Not more than that, because I am working more into Tamil and Malayalam artists. So they have not so much of North Indian songs. So we are not done a lot of in North India. Around the world, I have gone a lot of places like Singapore, Malaysia, Sri Lanka. Now we are planning for a US trip. I love brands. So it's all come from a passion, right? The main thing when I go to a concert or a live tour, we have a lot of requirements, different artists, different requirements. So we have done in JBL, the most famous one, and DNB from Germany, RCF, small scale events, RCF, DNB, L Acoustics, Adamson from Canada. So yeah, we have done with a lot of brands. Till now, I don't have an opportunity to work with Meyer. I'm really looking forward to do that. So you will feel that energy, what he's doing there, what he want you to listen, that will happen there. See, I can guarantee you are listening a record, if you are never be in a concert, I can guarantee you it's a different experience altogether. It can never be the same as a record that you are hearing in whatever the headphone it is. It's different because there's a physical connection with the artist and the sound system. These days, crores and crores of investment going into R&D in live sound system to do that only, to connect that space, to connect the music to the audience. So now, yes, I can definitely say all this technology and Macs work for you to experience the sound, and I want to do that and If you get an opportunity, I highly recommend you to go and enjoy. After doing a lot of songs in studio, no, it's a different space altogether for an artist on stage. They might work with 10 people, 20 people, in an orchestra 30 people, not more than that. But here, thousands and thousands of people, na, outside. Let's say 5,000, 25,000. Last we did a concert, like it's around 20,000. They are in a different mood altogether. So there, the performance will differ a bit because of the live thing. It's different from a studio. So there is the place that we can help them out to bring maximum quality and making their style different to an audience and making it work. I learn. I'm not telling how much technically I know. I don't want to tell you all that. See, still I have a lot to learn. Still I'm learning, and I'm in the process, and I'm implementing it in my shows. Yeah, that is my strength. And one more thing, I will discuss a lot with my artist about the show, and I do that before the show and after the show, how the show to be, and then I change myself to adapt into his music. I always want to do big shows. I just started with the humble beginning, and still I'm evolving. But I always do work. I want work with top of the line gears, like Digigo. The first time I was standing in front of a Digigo it's a different experience. So it's my dream to work in this kind of console: Digigo, Avid, SSL, D-Live, all this stuff. So now, yeah, I have that privilege to work in this gears, and I'm very happy with that. So that gives me dopamine, yeah. When it's come to memories, I'm a happy thing. We don't get appreciation with the audience a lot. As you know, we are back-end people. So most of the people don't know that this is sound engineer working and mixing all this stuff. Even in the song, there are a lot of great sound engineers, like Sridhar sir. We can take an example, like all our Air Rahman 90s, what we gone through, we feel that sound come from Sridhar sir. How many people know him? But now people are recognizing, like, okay, in this sound, in this concert I went, that it was good, the sound was good, the lighting was good, the LED, the VJ was good. People are saying that nowadays because they know, people are getting to know kind of, okay, this guy is there and working. But apart from that, we get recognition from the artist. That is the main happiness. So yeah, like as all the artists more than money, they seek for recognition, right? Claps. That's the one main thing that are coming to life. The same thing happened here also. Our recognition is seeing people happily dancing, shouting, and they are going through that experience. That's what gives us the thrill, and maybe after some shows we'll chat with the artists and they are also happy. That is our key of happiness. Favorite artist from abroad, I say AC/DC, Metallica, Guns N' Roses. I love all that. I'm a rock and roll guy. In Tamil, I will tell you Harry sir. Any day. Harry sir, Vidyasagar sir. I feel like Vidyasagar sir is more underrated. He deserves more fan follower than I love his music, and I really want to work with him. He's in my bucket list, yeah, as a monitor or a FOH guy. As a Tamil music, in Tamil music, I will tell you Malaysia had Malaysian people are the craziest people when it's come to concert. They love music. Lot of experience I have. I will tell you in another video. Like, they love music. They are really music loving people. They are really crazy. So for Tamil music, Definitely Malaysia. I can say you that. Hands down, Malaysia. Live, there are a lot of difference from studio. Actually, the main challenge in a live sound engineer is to give the same quality. The standard should be same. But in a quiet room, recording vocals is different. When we EQ, for instance, I'm telling you, EQing a studio sound and studio vocals in a live is different. It's completely different. Here we have a lot of challenge like feedback, room noise, headroom, noise to signal ratio, all these stuffs are coming into place. So to get into a starting point, it's very easy. I'm not saying easy. Studio have a starting point to EQ, but to get that starting point itself, we have to work a lot in life. So that kind of technicality is there. So we have to do a lot of, for example, when we use a reverb. If it's a studio, it's different method. In a live, it's completely different. Yeah. As everybody knows that it's an experience, but apart from the experience, you can hear total spectrum that we make sure that you will hear that. And the whole sound system, the whole crew working for a specific artist and his kind of genre and his kind of way of playing, correct? So you can never hear that the same anywhere. And coupling with the lights, LED screens, pyrotechnics, it's a festival kind of experience that you have to that I cannot tell you all this on words, but that you will get only with the experience to get it now. But syncing all the stuff, time coding, the lights, LED wall, pyrotechnics with your favorite song and your favorite artist on the stage, and you are seeing him doing that with full energy, that's completely different from isolated place hearing the stereo. In this industry, curriculum, going to college won't work a lot. So if you take me, I'm not a guy learn live sound. Okay, so it's all comes from an experience. So each show is a new experience. Each show starts with a blank sheet of paper. I mean, new problems comes, different angles. A lot of my friends comes from studio. They have told me like live is like different. I mean, like, I just want to finish the show. Like, because a lot of you are satisfying literally thousands of people. You are answerable for that, and you are there. And that's their favorite song going on. Okay, that string I couldn't hear that. That percussion is not right. It is not coming from the right to left. All the panics. Everybody knows the song. So it's a different approach, and there is no college or no institute are giving you those experience. They will teach you mathematics, physics behind sound, and how to operate a device. All those stuff you can learn, but experience is the main key. I will say 30% you can learn. Rest everything you have to come to the ground, and you have to get it yourself sorted to suit into this career. So it's quite challenging. Everybody does mistake. I have done a lot. I am in this industry past 17 years, but last 8 years is more into live and big stuff. Before that, it is completely different. And me, I work as a FOH engineer and monitor engineer. FOH is for audience and MOH is for artist. And I will tell you, to get into it, MOH is better to start with. Because as a FOH engineer, you are doing only one mix to an entire audience. But as a MOH engineer, you are doing multiple mix. For a drummer, you are giving a different mix to him. For a bass guitarist, for a violinist, for a keyboardist, for main singers, and for a choir, you are giving multiple mix to multiple people. So you might think like everybody hearing the same complete song. No, they are not hearing the complete song. Everybody have a different approach to their own mix. So they are comfortable with their instrument. So bass guitarist want more bass into his ears, and he want less drums, keys, vocals on the center. So he likes that way. In a drummer, his instrument have to dominate more. For a singer, he doesn't like more compression on his vocals. So it's all different mix, different dynamics to each artist on the stage. So it's quite challenging. I'm not saying the effort is not challenging. It have its own challenge, but Emerge is a good starting point, and you will get an experience, and you can get more connects to artists. You will get more private time with them. So after every show, I used to go to them and I will ask them how was the mix, and next time I can change a lot of stuff and give them a better result. In gears, microphones plays a big role. So most of the shows, if it is a rock band, have drums, bass, electric guitar, violins. I'm talking about the strings and all. So for different instruments have a different microphones. Yeah, all those microphones do the same, but it gives you a different tonality. So we have used multiple. For drums, we use 10 to 12 microphones. Percussion, it depends. Maybe 12, 18, 24. It depends. For main singers, we use these days wireless microphone from Shure, Sennheiser. In Shure, we specific model like Accent, digital, yeah, kind of stuff. Drums use complex microphones, So for overheads, it's a condenser. We use 2 microphones for kick drum, one for kick in and one for kick out. For toms, we use different. For snare, we use 2 microphones like SM57 on the top and the bottom. So we do a lot of EQ, different EQ and polarity difference on the miking, yeah. And we time align all those microphones and try to get the maximum phase response. For a small band, 20 microphone, 25. For a big show, 30 to 40. If a lot of choirs means, yeah, 40 microphone, 50. Core strength, I never think I have learned enough. I'm still evolving, and sound is a endless journey. First thing, my passion. I'm passionate on this industry. That's the main stuff. And I constantly learn. So that's my strength. There is a song in Malayalam. It's a Malayalam movie called Devadudan. Endaro Mahanubavalu. That's the track name, and it's fantastic. Any day, it gives me that refreshness and gives me that mood, so cheering. And that one track, I'm very, very much addicted to Vijay Sagasa. That the composition is outstanding. Actually, I love that music personally. I'm not so much into lyrics. A lot of people are into lyrics and music. I'm into music a lot, more than lyrics. So I love that music. When it's come to live, trend is always changing. Like 180 from 180 degree stage to 360 degree stage now. So we are deploying sound around the stage, and the people positions are always around the stage. So it's a completely different approach. And in a lot of installation, a lot of theaters also coming solution like spatial audio. That's also happening. For live sound, efficiency is everything, mainly power is everything. So we use class D, but the technology behind that amplifier is somewhere else. We have so much of software and hardware integration to achieve almost the same quality of class A and B and A. So it's kind of as same. We can bring that quality up. So we are using class D, but that's the difference actually. But we love to work with class A, but it's not efficient. First, whenever we get a project in our hand, first thing what we do is we sketch the whole place with 3D, the space. Maybe it's a ground, maybe it's a stadium, maybe it's a hall, whatever it is. We get the blueprint. So let's say in London, Wembley Arena, right? So these kind of venue have a sketch. So there, that's the starting point, for a concert sound. So how? That's the question. So let's say we are getting the blueprint. Now we are implementing that blueprint into our software. So there are 2 to 3 stages in live sound design configuration. Before artist, before mixing, everything I'm saying. Before all that, we have to set the PA. A lot of people ask me, how you guys decide this much speaker you want? Before this show, how many speakers you want? How you ask to your vendors? So we simulate everything before the show itself. Once we get the blueprint, we will create a different blueprint in our own way, to recreate the sound, to simulate it before the show. We create the stadium, whatever. Then we measure all the size of the stadium, the balcony is the upper rows and the lower rows. What is the stage size? Height, width, and the audience orientation of sitting and all those stuff. Plotting the speakers, line arrays. Okay, now we can start from here. That's the starting point, the first array. From there to the down. Okay, we can cover now this much. So there are a lot of technical stuff in that. In live sound, we have line array systems these days. That's a groundbreaking technology. So in older days, we use point source speakers, like all the computer speakers, hi-fi systems, that all of point source. One speaker will be there. It might be a 2-way, 3-way, whatever. And that just point space, and it gives that audio directivity. Let's say 100 degrees by 40, 80, the horizontal coverage and vertical coverage. Line array systems are like differently built for the live sound, for large area sound reproduction. So most of the concerts are working on stereo imaging. So what we do, so the challenge here is we have to give a sonic sound quality to the audience spectrum. So what we do, we have a line array system. So that line array will be in a different coverage pattern. This speaker is capable to throw the sound to the last. There is a speaker called KSL-8, which is capable to throw this sound around 150 to 200 meters easily. They can perform more, but I'm saying that easily they can do 150 to 200 meters. So what we do, there will be a top speaker and another speaker behind that, like lower that, one by one we'll put it together. That's called line array. So it's an array of speakers that's deployed for the venue. Now, what is the challenge? How to deploy this speaker, how to give the angles, the right proportion to give the proper dispersion. So there we have a softwares, like a lot of software. I don't want to mention one name. A lot of softwares are there. So as per the blueprint, we already have a different kind of blueprint on our software. Left one array will be there. Let's say 16 tops per side. So or 8 tops per side. So 16 tops left and right. Now we deploy subwoofers. So how the subwoofer works, for 2 tops, 1 top subwoofer, 2:1 ratio. That's commonly we use. For some for specific concept, we might use 1:1 ratio. Right? It differs. So 2:1 is the most common one. So once we do that, now we will run through a ping noise, and now we know, okay, what is the result we are getting. So for accurate data, we implement reference microphone throughout the venue. We are getting, okay, this much SPL, sound pressure level, in this this much meter. Let's say 100 meters, maybe we are getting 80 decibels, 84 decibels. Then we will go through all the frequency in 4K, how much, in 1 kilohertz, how much, in 80 hertz, what is the response in the venue. So now we are okay, now we know this much is getting, so backside we are not covering properly. Now then we will put a delay. Delay means delay speaker. Okay, and what we do, we time align the speakers. That's how it works. So it will be singing properly. That's how we design a venue for our specific shows. Before I said we are using Class D amplifiers. So we are touring around, right? We do a show now. Maybe in one day, 1 or 2 days, we will doing a show in another city. So getting down all these speakers and putting on the track and traveling all the way to the next city and deploying it again. So it's a chain happening again and again. So for our convenience only this Class D stuff. So a lot of speakers are active these days. That have a specific reason. After the amplification, it is converting into a power. Now it is a power, right? So power means loss will be there. Lossage for 15 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters, we are getting lossage. What we need is a rugged cable that can go through all this harsh environment. So that in case we deploy our amplifier near as possible. So there are two things. One is the active speaker and the passive speaker. So active speaker have an amplifier inside the speaker, nothing else, and the DSP. So we can talk to the speaker directly. Okay, you do this, you do that. So all those stuff we can do directly. Even though it is not active, the technology is very high now. So the amplifiers will be as much near to the array, the speakers. So what we do, we have a software. Once we design all these stuff, I told you about all that, right? So after that, we run in a DSP configuration, digital signal processor. DSP configuration, we run, that's the, okay, show time, show ready kind of grade. So now we know, okay, what is going on. So now we can control the EQ, all the parameters, all the phase response, all the coupling, how it's coupling and how much it is going, where we should start diffusing the sound, because maybe after the stadium it will be a, let's say, hospital or something. We might be running our show in 98 dB, 100 dB, middle of a city, and we don't want to disturb others. So if we get time, yeah, we can spend. If we get time, that's 90% will not happen. But if we get time, we can work and diffuse. We can control a bit of spilling outside. So now this is the place that we are getting into protocols like AS50, Dante, like Milan, AVB. I mean AVB and Milan, they are like similar. Over AVB now, Milan has evolved a lot. So now, so all these things, these digital platform have protocols give us that extra control over quality and flexibility. Backup systems, all those stuff, and the quality. So everything comes into digital these days. Like what we are doing on the stage, what we are giving to the amplifiers and firing in the speakers. That's like we have a control. Because in analog we cannot do that. Maybe we might not get that distance or all those stuff. So now we have that flexibility over that. So over this digital platform, we send audio, then to the amplifiers, and maximum the efficient way to power the speakers. That's what we do. So how much power matters? You asked a question. Yeah, power is everything. That's our bloodline. Like if something is not right in the power, we are done. It's a nightmare. So starting with the power from the generator, it should be a digital generator that have the adjusting the hertz range. 51 hertz is the most proper. 51 hertz is the correct for sound system. So if the hertz go up and down, then we are like, the problem has started. So, but yes, we have a control on that also. So if the frequency is changing, we have a power distribution unit before the amplifier. So that power distribution unit it's a little computer that will monitor all the power. So every show, after a show, we'll get a data. See, these things are there, but a lot of people are not using. There are people using it also, but we prefer the vendors that use all these things. So even generator have a data that what is it producing, but from the alternator it comes out, might have a fluctuation over there. For that we have a power distribution unit. So it's called PDU. In that PDU we have basic ELCB, EMCB, all those stuff, and earth control unit, relay, all these stuff. So earth difference it shows, fluctuation it shows, overload means it will warn us, and frequency it will cut off all the stuff. So these things are there happening before the amplifier. Okay, and in live sound everything is extremely costly, the microphone, the console, because whatever the preamps, the dynamics tools are using in the studio, same only we are using these days on the live system, because everybody want that quality over here. That much it is happening. So crores and crores of money has spent in this kind of equipment. So that power should be very much strictly monitored in this kind of scenario. In terms of power, you have to check the amps level. So not the wattage or kilowatts level. How much amps your system is consuming. As per the amps, you have to choose your cables. So as I own a rental company also. So in big concerts, not even a problem, because so these things are standard. We never check it also. We never went to check it also. But when it comes to small events, there are a lot of we say it's a 60. Maybe the sound system require a 40 kVA. We might require 62.5 for the headroom. For the 62.5, how much amps we need? They might not give us that. They will bring the cable, very low amps cable. So that and all we will check. My team will check, and they will rectify all the stuff. And from that, I told you it's a PDU. From the PDU, then everything will be perfect. After the PDU, everything will be perfect. So even the sockets, 62 amps, 32 amps, 16 amps, that for amplifier we use 3-phase 62 amps. So for the small devices like console and all, we use 32 amps and 16 amps. Depends on the power requirement. Yeah. Flawless power is out of the day, actually, simply. Or if we have a 62.5 kVA generator and they are putting 6 square mm cable for that, it's a giant running, and the cable is not getting that power to distributor. So now, if it is running smoothly, no problem. If for example, I will tell you, speakers are not that power hungry, but subwoofers are. So when the kick, even in Hotel California, first that mellow kind of guitar and everything is going, no problem. But when that kick comes, that time the generator will cut off, the power will shut off, because that time that amplifier is just sucking out all the power. They're just taking it and putting and transiting and getting into the subwoofers. That time, that is the time that problem starts. So proper power flow. For that only we use ping noise, and we go through with all the sound check tracks. Maybe we might not need that much power, but we use the system in full throttle. We check, we do everything before the show. If something happens wrong, then we'll start, okay, why it is like this, and before that also it's sorted, but we'll do that before all that. So once it is paka, then the distributor is distributing the power in the right way. We are getting a 3-phase switch box. From that, the amplifiers are getting. From the amplifiers, as you know, it's turning into a saw power and it's firing to the speakers. That's how it is. Yeah, now I come to microphones. Quality starts from microphones. Everything. So, microphone deployment is very important. Deploying, even you have a good microphone, but the way you placing into a kick mic, it's wrong. It doesn't make sense. I mean, for a source, which microphone is the right one is a very important choice before all this technical stuff. For a singer, where is he singing and how the monitor plays? He is using cardio or super cardio, or what kind of mic he is using. That's very important. Placing a microphone for a kick drum, where we have to place it, or else it will get spill from other sound source, and where the right tonality is coming. And the first, before actually placing the mic, how the drum sounding is very important. Okay, like I usually go and ask the drum tech before the drummer come. I ask him to randomly play how the drums sound. Sometimes it's crap, man. It just sound like something else, not like drum only. So we ask them, no bro, it's not right. You have to tighten it or you have to loosen it. The drum is not, the toms are not right. The snare is not right. The rattle is not, it's not in the place, and all this stuff. Then in the tonality, each drum have a tonality. If it is Star Classic, Tama class, Star Classic have a tonality. Pearl Reference have a different tonality. Drummer knows that better than me, and he will, take it forward from there. But as much as I can, before the artist come, I will do all this stuff. Okay, now it sounds like a drum. Okay, how you want, you tune it from there. Like that I will do. Okay, and now it is correct. And now I start placing kick-in microphones inside a kick drum. There will be a microphone. Then kick-out microphone, that porthole. There will be a porthole for a mic for that. And yes, it's paka working. The pillows are right. It's not shaking. Or sometimes we put the mic and drummer will be crazy on hard hitting on the drum, and now the microphone is ulta altogether. We are like, sound is completely muffled. Yeah, what happened? Now it's like opposite side only. See, if a slight change on the microphone will be a huge tonality change. So that microphone have a sweet spot. The instrument have a sweet spot. Everything have a sweet spot. Even speakers. We have to get it right and put it in the right spot. That's the first thing we have to do. Most of the engineers will talk about EQ, dynamics, gate, compressor, wow. But that before all that, putting the correct mic in correct way in a correct instrument, that is very important. Now it is sounding like it's good. Even it is raw, it's okay. You can blend with anything. You can start blend with anything. So that's why I start from there, getting the plotting, getting the blueprint, deploying the PA, making and adding a PA or how we want as per our requirement and the count of audience. After that, making the PA flat frequency response. That's very important. A lot of people, as a system designer point of view, they make it flat as possible in the venue. That's the main challenge, because in a room you're putting the AC on 24, right? So whatever so now that is there. That 24 is always 24. But we are deploying this PA middle of the night, 2 p.m. Okay, and the show happening next day afternoon. And the afternoon, the heat will be different. Humidity will be different. Airspeed will be different. It all affects the sound quality. So we monitor all that in high-level speakers, like high-level touring speakers have that sensors on the flybar. The top level, they have a weather sensor. That sensor will sense the weather, so airspeed and humidity and what degrees now. So that data will get in the system design. He will be on a computer and doing nothing. Maybe what is he doing is looking the graphs and all. People will say, because he is not getting the knobs and fades, right? So he's less scared in a scared guy in fourth stage. That guy do. But what he is doing, he's monitoring this PA. Is it right? Okay. Is it clipping? It is good. Oh, now the weather is changed, so we have to change these parameters. So they will be having multiple presets. You might know, but different song maybe the total ender. I have engineers have done that. Different preset, not in the mixing, in the PA. So they are struggling to get it there, like how the Indian army is struggling in the borders. They are like protecting our country. Then police comes, right? Like that. Mixing engineers are doing internal stuff, but the systems engineers are doing the most less scared thing that nobody knows that. So they are struggling to keep the PA flat as possible and flat and equal frequency response throughout the venue. That is more important. That flute, that the percussion, that even in the back row, they deserve to hear that, right? So he is the one who's making sure that the frequency will go. Now you have to choose, you want to give to your audience or no to the efforts engineer. Like that it is. The source, maybe it's a flute, but when he blow the flute, now the wind is too high. Now the wind noise also coming inside. So he might be giving a low source, but if we gain up, the wind will come inside. So this kind of small problems, a lot. I'm just saying an example. Inputs. We also have a huge console like studio. In a studio, we'll get or one whole day to correct a kick drum. He sit for a day if he want. Nobody's doing that much, but I'm saying he have a luxury to do that. In live sound, it's not like that. We only get 10 to 15 minutes for the whole drum kit. So that 15 minutes we have to adjust the microphone, get the gain and mic level to line level. We have to EQ, we have to do gating, dynamics, character of the drum. And all this stuff, we only have 15 minutes. Just imagine. So in a record, they are having so much time. But here, we are in a digital era. So we are using, everything is digital. So from the microphone, it's directly going to a stage rack. It means stage box. There are a lot of inputs. You can plug directly XLR to a stage box. Now from that, we have a preamp. Let's say condenser microphone always need Phantom power. We used to say Phantom 48 volt to power that. Now it is getting into digital. From analog to now it is getting into digital. So from there we are getting the signal to console, to process via AS50. There are a lot of protocols, AS50, Dante, Optocore, AVB, lot of stuff. And now it's come to the surface. Now we are working on it. Now we are getting the signal. So we are gaining it up the right level, and after gain, high pass, low pass filters, EQs, gates, dynamics. These tools, these are like hammers and screwdrivers in a layman's term to shape the sound. You ask me how you shape the sound. So here we shape the sound with filters first. As I told you, if there is a flute guy playing the flute, nearby him might be a percussion who's hitting the drum. So that low end energy also coming into the microphone. So we don't need that. So we just high pass that wherever we need, the flute frequency will start. That's the starting point. Then we EQ it. Then we use gates, dynamics, compressor. He might playing in low notes. That dynamic difference, that can be correct with a compressor. So after all this, we'll send that to a processor like FX and multiple processing, group to group mixes. There's a lot of complicated stuff to mix all this thing. So way back, these kind of stuff only happened in studio, but we have a privilege to use these kind of tools like parametric EQ and dynamic compressors and all these expanders and all. Yeah, and luckily these days we have plugins to control all these external problems that usually don't comes in studio. So that's how we make the whole stuff into a channel. Now it comes to a fader. Now we decide where it should be, panning stuff and all. Then we mix it together to a group, and we do a lot of work on a group also, like compressor, all those stuff. Then we will be having a let's say there's a technique called parallel compression to one drum group will be there, another drum group will be there, and we compress it to hard compression, and we'll put it in a level and we'll get a better output. It's a magic, yeah. It's all happening, and that's how. And then it comes to there's a lot of technical mixing happening back end. But before all this, we are struggling, to get the signal right. So once the signal right, then these things are very easy for us to tuck we'll do, because all that trouble is making us, stopping getting to that level. So it's very tight to do that. But once you are sorted, then yeah, we can do. A lot of people ask me like how you change song to song. So you are saying 100 inputs, 120 inputs, and how you do that lively. You have only two hands. But Legends does that before in old Midas console and all. But now we have snapshots. Snapshots means we can program our console every parameters, high pass filter, EQ, the levels, the panning, effects. So one song having a kick, the guitar is coming up, and it's going down. Now the kick drum coming. So that time, that kick, that is very important. And the vocals comes. And next song, the vocal need a spread. We cannot do that every time in manual way, right? That's not possible. So for that, we program this. Song may 10 to 15 snapshots. Nobody use 15, maybe lesser than, but we can do. However, so one song will be having 15 snapshots. Every snapshot will trigger different stuff. The console will be a bigger size, like a sofa. I'm standing here, and if I'm firing this, there a fader will be going up. That fader is going up, and how much speed that should go, that is also we can control. So that much technology has evolved to help us to give maximum quality, because I cannot run there and meduva that, we cannot do that. And at the same time, the effects also coming this side, one panning is going this side, one flute is going from left to right. That time the reverb might go from right to left. That is we are doing, but that we cannot do on live. That we can only do via this kind of technology. So all this automation we can do in sound. So after putting all this together, now we are getting a LR master அப்படினு சரிங்களா. ஸோ எல்லாருக்கும் ஒரு மாஸ்டர் அப்படிங்கிறது ஒரு 3.5 ஜாக்கில் கிடச்சிரும். MP3 பிளேயர் டு ஹெட்ஃபோன்ஸ், கார் ஒரு ப்ளூடூத், இட்ஸ் வெரி ஈஸி. பட் கான்செப்ட்டில் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இவ்வளோ விஷயத்தை பண்ணி தென் ஆஃப்டர் வி ஆர் கெட்டிங் அன் LR that we send to our amplifiers, like so from the to the drive line to system. அதுக்கு காம்ப்ளிகேட்டாக போவானா, பட் we are to the amplifiers and giving to the audience back. So audience are there, the microphones, and they are performing there. It's very nearby too. Capturing all that thing, A to D conversion, putting all that plugins, outboard gears, and these hard work, all this stuff. Now we are getting a result. So here, this is why live sound engineers strictly, ask and demand for good quality sound system. Now we are firing into a speakers. So now we are giving it to the audience. Now that is the feel. That's why I'm saying it's an experience, a different experience, because all this hard work have a result. That's why we are doing all this stuff, right? So now you can experience a different song. I mean, the same song in a different way. The way the artist wants you to have. After the concert, the performance is going viral in internet, in multiple sources. So we are giving that solution also. So in some events we might use one more console. It is called broadcasting console. Simply it's a recorder. It do streams, it do multiple stuff, and we get that we use that for a multi-track recording. So what we do, we record all these instruments individually, not changing any colors, to a DAW. DAW means digital audio workstation. To that, from the DAW we sculpt that for a audience, for streaming and all those platforms, Spotify, iTunes and all. From that we can we do a different mix, different tonality, different all the coloring, and we are giving that same live, but a different processing, because we might EQ'd in a different way as the same vocal, but here we might need a different idea to mix on. So that is a all new opportunity as an engineer. It's my pleasure that sharing all this information, and why I'm sharing all this is just a high, it's a high. Music and sound system, this audiophonic stuff is all about high, it's a one way in, there's no going back. It's like that. So, but one thing, we are all tied together, I am my background is from live sound, but now everything comes to a stereo. Yes guys, finally we get curated vinyls straight away pressed from USA, from Dolce Suono Labs. Let's play this bad boy. I really enjoyed each steps. This is how you hold it. Okay. Let's do Papa Man. The crackles, that tone of a vinyl, it gives you that liveliness of the sound, and it just gives you that warmth. I don't know how to express this, because these speakers are like to be heard, not to be spoken about, right?
God bless the child that's got his own.
I had a great experience today. A different dimension of sound. I can hear each single details. Dolce, you have nailed it. Shout out to Dolce. They have bring all these bad boys to life. Great experience. If you have really time, you have to experience this scene. I have no words to express this. Great. Just fantastic. Yeah, the artist is performing. We are putting it together, putting in a stereo, right? So it's all same. We recording and all the audiophonics in the world. We are all tied together, So let's put it in a universe, like audio universe.